It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Ah, man, it was the event to be at. Now, this past weekend, like you said, Cape Town was the playground for fashionistas at Cape Town Fashion Week. It showed us really what is trending for spring, summer 15. And, of course, our fashion director, Alexis Chaffe Mey, she was there. She caught all of the shows, every single one of them, and she's here to share some of her insights with us this morning. Alexis, lovely to have you.
Good to be
How much
here.
fun did you have this weekend?
It was a lot of fun. It's also quite tiring, though, when you are working the whole weekend.
You still look good. It's fine.
But it's all worth it.
So what came out? What stood out for you throughout Cape Town
So it
Fashion
is,
Week?
I mean, it's a 3-day fashion week, so there are a lot of shows. So I'm just going to take you through some of the key shows or some of the shows that stood out for me personally.
Firstly, just on the first note, what did you think about the overall level of design from our local designers?
Amazing. We were all talking about in the past 2 years that there's been this elevation of local fashion. It's like suddenly everyone got in the game and they're really pushing the boundaries. They've really upped the quality. They've really changed their way of thinking. It's a lot more progressive. I feel like there's suddenly this idea that, no, the world needs to look at us now. We're not going to look at you. You need to look at us.
No, we can do it. We can hold our own.
We can do it. We absolutely can.
Take us through some of those top looks.
So the first designer that I really loved this season was Leigh Schubert. She came across with a looser, a lot more of a street style kind of vibe to her collection. See, she styled it all with sneakers. And I did actually chat to her and I said, how did the styling kind of influence the collection? And she said, when you're pairing a dress with sneakers, it has a completely different edge to it. And you really felt that through this whole collection, that it was kind of androgynous in that. Next one, Michelle Ludic. She's known for these beautiful soft draped dresses that she does always. This season, she kind of just pushed it a little bit by doing more kind of nipped and tucked pieces with the draping. I thought it worked beautifully. She did this beautiful, very bold, almost, it was a Japanese-inspired print. Japanese-inspired was a huge theme of the Fashion Week. We saw that coming up a lot.
But I love the clean look as well.
Very clean. So this is the thing. It's clean, it's bold, but it's just something a little bit different.
Nice.
Marianne Fassler. I mean,
look at that colours, eh?
Iconic in the industry. She does this Afrocentric look. It's signature to her. She's been doing it since the beginning, and she's really stuck with that, but she's made it fresh. This for me is a very contemporary collection. I think all the international editors that were there really kind of pinpointed her. I think it feels African, but it feels African now, which has got a trick to it, because it's difficult. You don't want to make it look too curio.
Absolutely.
Todd, now Carrie from Todd loves a very, we talked about clean. She likes a clean, simple, sporty silhouette. She says her kind of wearer is someone who likes to throw on a dress and go. But in the past few years, she's become really obsessed with fringing, and we're totally caught up in this love affair with her, because when these garments move with the tassels on them, they are just sublime. And she does actually hand thread each tassel as well. So incredible effort put into those garments. And the color palette that she uses, all inspired by feathers, like parrots. So gorgeous for summer. Lalesso are known for really glam beachwear.
It looks fresh.
Very, very fresh. But for Spring Summer 16, they actually pushed it out a little bit and created some garments that you can wear off the beach as well, maybe into, balmy evenings. And it's very true to their signature style, which is these kind of modern tribal prints, if you like. But again, there was lots of tailoring, little cutout detail in the dresses, as you can see here with this jumpsuit. There were culottes. It was also a very, very fresh collection. Laura Klowakoski, and sorry if I didn't pronounce that surname properly, Laura. She's quite a surrealist, quite a conceptual young designer, and I mean she is very young. I mean this style, I mean her signature kind of technique is incredible. Very pastel colors there for summer, kind of sheer elements to it, which is something that we're seeing, is quite a big trend. Shanna Morland, now this is daughter of Stefania Morland, who's quite a well-established designer in South Africa. Went for these gorgeous tropical prints for summer. It is what it is. It's fun.
It also looks
fresh.
like some of this looks off the beach straight into
Absolutely. It's flirty. It's young. I think we need to see more of this as well from our young designers. That sometimes it can just be, Craig Native. Craig Native hasn't shown it at Fashion Week in a little while, but he came back with an absolute bang with this sports apparel, very streetwear, very current, amazing bright prints. Again, there was a little bit of an androgyny in the men's and the ladies' wear, but really exceptionally made, and the fabrics were fantastic. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of him in the future. And then Adrienne Caters, lots of hype in the fashion industry. It's very progressive, it's very street. I mean, I've mentioned this could really easily be in London or Milan. Amazing prints that are created by his business partner, Jodie Paulson. So, yeah, I think it's and menswear as well. So men's menswear and ladies wear, it's kind of a theme that we're seeing that designers are now doing, designing for both.
Yeah.
And there's even like a crossover. So men could wear the ladies and ladies could wear the men's.
I like it. Well, one thing is for sure, you can see our local talent just overflowing with inspiration at the moment.
Yes, booming at the moment.
Well, thank you so much, Alexis. I mean, this is great. I can see you definitely enjoyed your time at Cape Town Fashion Week. But of course, you can keep up to date with all the latest fashion right here on Expresso, from front row runway coverage to behind the scenes interviews. I mean, we are your most fashionable morning show. Just check it out. I mean, you can also log on to our website, expressoshow.com, to check out more on those fashion. So let's continue now with your Feel Good Breakfast show. Here is Alana.